Dan Class wants answers. He wants an arrest. He has made a very emotional plea on Facebook. He's asking everyone to share it, and it has been shared more than 2,000 times between his family and friends. We want to share it with you tonight. Here's what it says. This is a story for all of the students who don't ride the bus home and they stay after school. A lot of research is showing that is actually a great idea.
Angie Ricono has the story from Independence.
The guy who owns this scooter has quite a story to tell. It was stolen and, as you can see, trashed out. He actually found it himself at a gas station with a new driver on it, and he called the Jackson County Sheriff's Department and held the guy. But it took a lot of time and his own money to get it back. Why? The VIN number was scratched off. Well, the woman slipped a note inside her rent money, so she came up with a plan to free herself. She said, send a maintenance worker to my door. So that's what they did. They had the maintenance worker come right here, knock on her door, and the police, they were waiting down here below.
They asked me to just go up there, knock on the door, and say that we have a maintenance issue. You know, make up something. We have a water leak downstairs and it's coming from, you know, your bathroom. The guy was sitting on the couch the whole time and he was watching us. Right when I got out of his view, I just pointed downstairs.
The woman gets out safe, but then there's a police standoff. The man charged in this case actually set a gas leak inside the apartment, so the entire building was evacuated. He was eventually arrested without anyone getting seriously hurt. The arrest report says he was sent to the hospital before he went to jail because he ingested bug spray. So here's his mugshot. Anthony Darrell Allen. He's 34 years old. We know he has a prior arrest out of Minnesota for domestic assault. We will have much more on this coming up tonight at 10, and we'll have more from that maintenance worker turned hero. Reporting live in Lenexa, Kansas, Angie Ricono, KMBC 9 News.
Angie?
Absolutely. Isaiah has 50 puncture wounds, a fractured skull. His jaw is shattered, so he will need reconstructive surgery. Tonight, his parents are sharing his story and his pictures. We want to warn you, some might find these pictures graphic, but the parents want everyone to know how bad this attack was, and they want the owners charged.
At his face and just the back of his scalp was just hanging there. So I literally had to hold it with my own hands onto his head.
Angel Rhea is emotional and angry. Her son attacked by a dog that police say has attacked before. These pictures are from today. Little Isaiah with his dad in the hospital. Sutures across his head. Tomorrow his jaw will be reconstructed and wired shut.
I think he's having nightmares because he'll be asleep, dead asleep, and then just all of a sudden he'll jolt awake and be crying.
Angel tells us she had no idea her friends had a vicious dog with a checkered past inside that home. Tonight, Lee Summit police confirmed to KMBC 9 that this same dog bit a person last October. It was deemed a dangerous dog. The case was pending, but the owners moved to Greenwood and didn't notify Lee Summit Police or Greenwood Police, and they were required to do so by law. Prosecutors and police spent today sorting out what charges are appropriate, telling us second-degree assault is one possibility and perhaps concealing evidence.
Absolutely. For something so horrific to happen to such an innocent, precious little boy, I don't see how charges cannot be pressed on something like this.
Still waiting to hear about those possible charges. So tonight, the owners of the pit bull and the family of this little boy are all in limbo. Angie Ricono, KMBC 9 News. First-class medical transportation is located in Lee Summit, and as you can see, it's inside a residential neighborhood. It's a small family business where everyone knows each other. We have new information tonight on the victim. This is a picture of him. His name is Michelle Ziotti. He is 50 years old. He has a wife and a small child, and his family wants everyone to know what a great person he was, but they are not up to talking on camera, which is certainly understandable. They are devastated devastated and in shock this evening. The killer is on the loose, and witnesses say Willie E. Parker is the employee who shot and killed his boss. He ran away from the scene. Police are calling Parker a person of interest who is armed and dangerous, and tonight they're asking for your help to track him down.
Well, it just hits close to home. You know, of course, I think everybody wants this guy to be found and to be taken off of the street. I think every case manager in the state of Missouri knows Kristen.
Okay, so police asking for your help to track down Willie E. Parker, 6'4", 190 pounds. Police saying he's armed and dangerous. We looked into Parker's background, and the only thing we could find was out of Oklahoma in 2009, actually just a criminal misdemeanor for obstructing an officer. We will keep you updated on this manhunt. Reporting live in Lee Summit, Angie Ricono, KMBC 9 News. Well, investigators are here in Kansas City because they believe Donnell Rawls is hiding here too. He is accused of beating his pregnant girlfriend to death, a beating and a crime scene that was so gruesome that investigators say it is one of the most gruesome scenes they have ever seen. The victim, Amber Beckwith, was 27 years old. She was 6 months pregnant. So Rawls is wanted for murder and feticide. Investigators say he murdered her and he killed his own unborn child. Rawls has a huge criminal record, including kidnapping and rape, burglary, assault, fraud. You can see Donnell Rawls' picture here, 5'10", 175 pounds, 40 years old. He has a tattoo of a baseball and bats on his shoulder. Police say he dresses in a respectable manner, but don't be fooled. He's armed and dangerous.
We believe that he's in the Kansas City area. He has associates and family members in this area. He's led investigators across several states since the time of the homicide, and they've yet to locate him anywhere.
This manhunt has been dragging on since February, and in that time, investigators tracked him to Georgia, Florida, Texas, and now Missouri, here in the Kansas City metro area. And as you just heard, that's because of family, friends, and known associates. Reporting live in Kansas City, Angie Ricono, KMBC 9 News. Well, police are trying to piece together how a family gathering could turn so deadly. 2 people shot and killed. 1 person was pronounced at the scene. Another person died at the hospital. 2 other family members are being treated for gunshot injuries. This happened in the northeast section of the town, as you said, at Colorado and Thompson. And this is an older residential area of the city, and there are alleys that run along behind the homes, and that's where the shooting took place, in an alley. Now, no publicly named suspects, but as we told you, this was a family get-together that has now turned into a double homicide investigation. Now, police keep track of numbers, and so do we. For East Patrol, these are murders numbers 17 and 18. For the city as a whole, 41 and 42. And what's interesting is Chief Forte has been tweeting out about domestic situations leading to murders. This week, that number was at 8. It appears this morning that number is now at 10. Reporting from East Patrol, Angie Ricono, KMBC 9 News. Hi, guys. It is a Tuesday, but they are expecting big crowds out here as the fans pour in for the All-Star game. Now, the bars and restaurants tell me they are triple staffing. So instead of having 1 bartender, they have 3. Instead of having 3 or 4 servers, they're going to have more like 12. It is a wonderful night for baseball. That's true for the players, for the fans, and, of course, for the restaurant industry.
I think Kansas City is going to come out and support the Royals in the All-Star game in a big way tonight. We expect to be really busy. I was just putting beer away in the beer cooler because our order was a lot larger than it usually is on Tuesday. So hopefully there's none in here when I come in tomorrow.
Okay, so the pre-parties are starting, and we're seeing people starting to trickle in. And, of course, the great thing about coming out here, you have some options. You can be indoors or you can be outside. And, of course, it is hot outside, but it feels different today. Yesterday, it was just brutal. Today, it is hot. Now, I know Brian Busby can explain the difference between hot and brutal. He's got a better weather term for it, but it does feel different. It's not too bad being out here. I'm going to show you what they're doing to help the fans keep cool. They have
big fans. They're ready for the heat. And coming up in our 6 o'clock hour, we're going to be talking more with the fans. But for now, we're out here at Power and Light. We're trying to stay cool, too. Angie Ricono, KMBC News, back to you in the studio.
Thank you, Angie.
Hi, guys. I think Royals fans are feeling the heat. You know, we always come out here because this is a great place to connect with fans. And it was packed for the playoffs and the World Series, but check it out tonight. You can certainly find an empty seat. Of course, the big difference is it was so hot out here today. So what we have out here is a mixture of diehards and some people who are grumbling about the heat.
Oh my gosh, we've been here since 3 o'clock this afternoon. It is really, really hot.
Why did you agree to come down here?
I know my friend Sue is a big, big baseball fan, and she supports the Royals, so go Royals.
I think it's fantastic for Kansas City. It just shows that, I mean, it couldn't just be all Kansas City folks voting for the Royals. So I think the Royals, a lot of people across the country fell in love with the Royals.
A really nice, fun crowd out here this evening, but this is not what they were expecting, and this is not what the bars and restaurants were hoping for. They told me they triple staffed for this evening. They loaded up the beer coolers, and they were hoping they would be empty tomorrow morning. I can tell you, there's extra beer out here this evening, and the drink that's been the most popular has been bottled water. It is hot, but still, it has been a wonderful game. Reporting live at Power and Light, Angie Ricono, KMBC 9 News.